dropping into Big Bill's hut through some sort of portal device that shrinks you. The entire level is inside this kind of like carousel fenced off thing. That alone is extremely unique, and the only time something like that happens in the entire game. What happens when you get in there? As soon as you get in there, you hear this eerie sounding wind and booze cackling all over the place. And the only thing you see is this gigantic mansion right in front of you. Look straight up, and you'll see a boo on the highest balcony. One might think, oh, how do you get there? Well, when you explore the mansion long enough, you will find a way to get everywhere. And the basement is one of my favorite things, and that is a merry-go-round with the most incredibly eerie merry-go-round type of songs I have ever heard and never want to hear in real life. Eyeballs, boos, spiders. Is there any bats? No, there's no bats, thank goodness. Ugh, I don't like bats. Anyhow, there was a killer piano. Yeah, I mean, what killer mansion is good without a killer piano? It scared the crap out of me the first time I saw it as a kid, and I think a lot of other people my age can tell you the same thing. You walk up, empty room, well, there's just a piano there with a red coin behind it. Well, just go and get that. Boom, 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 boom. I jumped out of my seat, and even to this day, it still kind of freaks me out. So this is one of my favorite, of all time favorite spooky levels. Mad Monster Mansion is the second mansion on the list today. It is by far one of my favorite levels in the entire game, and one of my favorite levels on the console when it comes to creepy atmospheres. There's just so much to see and do, and it's like the title of the video says, creepy but not too creepy. So you know, your young ones, they won't be scarred at night if they play the game and go through this level. It's the atmosphere that gets you the most about this. The goblins, the skeletons, the creepy vines that are sitting in the side of the bottom of the well, and one of the most awkward characters I've ever seen in any game, Logo the Toilet. And once you find your transformation from Mumbo, you will be flushed down the toilet to correct a jiggy from the sewers. Now how disgusting is that? Disgusting, yet incredibly funny. I still love that. But my favorite area in the entire grounds would have to be the church. Once you gain access to the church, it sets the mood perfectly. If you were going to go anywhere at Halloween, you would want to go to this church. Because it's so creepy and yet so inviting somehow. I mean, if you help the flowers out the pot, say thank you. I mean, no, that's just being polite. You can be a creepy person, you can be a creepy object and still be polite, you know? Go inside the church, and you'll find a gigantic organ that you get to actually play. Yes, I'm not gonna spoil anything for those of you that haven't played the game, but you actually get to play a gigantic organ. Inside the house is just so much more to see. You can go through several windows, go through the main area. There's ghosts to find, there's bats to fight. Creepy bats. Ugh. And at the very top of the mansion, I think there is a life on the top of the chimney, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, that's why this is one of my favorite creepy levels.
3,
Would you like to take a trip to a factory after dark? I can take you there. Frantic Factory is one of those levels that is more interesting than it is creepy. Because what happens after dark in a factory that runs itself? Do you really know? Have you ever considered what that could possibly entail? Well, if it's anything like this factory, the machines operate themselves, the guards are robotic dog-looking things, and there's creepy guards all over the place looking to end you, for lack of a better word. Making your way through this factory will send you up several stories high and back down again. And as you do this, you get to explore the entire place. You turn the factory basically on from a state of being pretty well silent. And the weirdest part of this level is some of the weird creations that have been, I don't want to say constructed and coming out of this place. You'll find that you're going to fight a lot of these creations. I sure wouldn't want to run into them in a dark alley, that's for sure.
2.
What do you feel like when you know the end of the world is here? What goes through your mind? How do you react? And when you look around at other people, how are they feeling and how are they reacting? The citizens of Trinity know this all too well, because when their final hours came, the only thing they could do was run. Run, and run, praying that they could get away far enough and fast enough so that the incoming calamity couldn't find them. But everybody knew it was too late. Everybody knew that when that moon hit the tower, that all life in Terminal would cease to exist. All throughout the land, everybody just prepared for the end. Everybody knew it. It was over. And when everything is said and done, they knew they would never see the sun again. This is the most, by far, the most atmospheric, most depressing, and awful things in any Zelda game I've ever seen. It has every other sad moment beat up by a mile, just because of the mere weight of the situation. When this happens, you know that you failed. You know that no matter how you try, no matter how hard you fought, you're the cause of the moon falling. And how would that make you feel? If this was real life, and it was your responsibility to save the world, and you failed, how would that affect you before the end?
1.
Final location on the list today is also the third mansion on the list today. Welcome to Luigi's Mansion, everybody, where a contest that he never entered netted him an entire house full of booze, monsters, ghosts, and a dead family. Yeah, a dead family in a kid's game. Isn't that something? I do have to say though, it's scary, but it's not too scary like we are doing in this whole countdown list. Nothing in the Luigi's Mansion is going to give you nightmares at night. Well, except for maybe one or two of them, but it's harmless fun, and Luigi steals the show. He really does, and the mansion itself is so... I kind of wish I could go through it myself, honestly, because it was done so magnificently well that every single room has a personality all to its own. And there's even a small section in the game where you could blow up the moon. Isn't that fun? Causing global disaster, probably destroying the earth, but hey, you got to blow up the moon. Thank you everybody for watching. I really do appreciate you all and hope you have a great morning, day, or night. I will see you next time. Bye bye.